Coming up now on 6:30, when state lawmakers return to Olympia, finding ways to balance a budget will be a top priority. However, they will also tackle other big issues in 2020 like police reform.
A chilly morning, 44 degrees right now. The sun is just rising in Spokane. We are warming up to 70s. We have a beautiful week in store. You're not going to want to miss my full forecast.
Wilson. Wide open for the touchdown as Lockett.
Yet another close finish and another win for the Seahawks this week. This morning we'll take a look back at that game-winning play yesterday against the Dallas Cowboys.
Up with KREM begins now.
Well, it is 6:30 this morning. We are tracking breaking news out of Spokane Valley. One person is in custody this morning following a fire that sparked up in the valley. And take a look at your screens. We're going to show you where it happened on East 14th. That is where we find Nicole Hernandez this morning joining us live from the scene. Nicole, what's the latest?
Yeah, Joshua, so I was actually just able to talk with the woman that lives in that house. It's the mom of the teenager that got arrested by Spokane Valley Police. And I'll give you a look while I say what she talked to me about. But she basically said that her and her husband live in this house with her husband's parents, and then their 15-year-old daughter is now in custody for arson and attempted murder. So she said that they were all woken up by this fire. Her husband now has severe burns on his legs and his feet. She is doing okay, just has a slight burn on her arm, but obviously they're all shaken up. Her and Spokane Valley Police Department were able to say that the minor that is in custody now initially left the house after setting it on fire and then came back about 20 minutes later, and that's when police were able to arrest her. Of course, we still have a good amount of officers here and fire trucks. We have less now, though. We only have 3 compared to the 6 that we had in the very beginning, but this house is still completely taped off with crime scene tape. And Spokane Valley Police Department Major Crimes Unit will be here to continue investigating, and the fire department will be continuing their investigation into exactly where and how this fire started. So of course they said that they will still be here for a while to continue those investigations, but for now the fire is out, and at this point everyone seems like they will be okay that came out of this fire. Live in Spokane Valley, I'm Nicole Hernandez.
Thank you very much for that update this morning, Nicole. Good to hear that the family made it out safely. Of course, we'll keep our eyes on that situation all morning long here on Up with KREM. Let's take a look outside, check in with Dana Marie McNichol this morning. Good morning, Dana Marie. How's your Monday shaping up?
Good morning. It is a great Monday, especially with the forecast like we have one. 36 degrees right now in Sandpoint, 33 in Deer Park, 44 in Spokane. So it's very chilly this morning. Grab a jacket, but you're not going to need it a little bit later on because it's one of those days where it's going to warm up, it's going to be sunny and dry. Believe it or not, today is going to be the coolest day of the week. Here's your hour-by-hour forecast in Spokane. So it's gradually going to get warmer with a high of 70 degrees, calm winds between 3 and 5 p.m. Here is your 3-day forecast. This is pretty notable. It almost 10 degrees higher on Wednesday than what we're feeling right now. We're going to see anywhere between 10 to 15 degree above average temperatures around the inland northwest. Sunny temperatures until Sunday, really mild and beautiful, calm winds as well. So we're going to break down my full forecast. Also, fun fact, last year today in 2019, we saw 2 inches of snow. So we were seeing a very, very different day. I'm going to show you some photos from last year and how they compare to our full forecast coming up.
Oh, Dana Marie, I can't even think about that word right now, the snow word. All right.
The S word.
No kidding. All right. Thank you. Well, Washington lawmakers are expected to debate police reform bills in the next legislative session. Leaders say the bills call for more police accountability. One bill requires misconduct violations be put on an officer's permanent record, and that record would be visible to all agencies. It means decertified officers would be unable to find work in other agencies in the state. Bills also call for more transparency in police work. It includes more body cameras or making it easier to access police public records. Bills also call for a ban on tear gas, chokeholds, and so-called no-knock warrants.
I am confident that we are going to pass legislation to increase accountability for police, to improve the profession, and to improve the relationship between police and the community.
Now, in the next session, lawmakers will also discuss ways to make up for lost revenue due to the pandemic.
Coming up on 6:35 this morning with your reason to smile, a Washington teenager is building comfort toys for kids in the hospital. Our sister station in Seattle shares the personal story behind the project.
Yeah, you know, September is Pediatric Cancer Awareness Month, so we have come to Issaquah, where a local teenager has taken his childhood passion, Legos, and built something new, creative, yet familiar for children in the hospital, one brick at a time.
My name is Jack Haynes. I'm a Life Scout in Troop 636 in Issaquah, Washington. So I decided to make my project based off of Legos because I love Legos. I've been playing with Legos and building Legos for about 10 years. So I have designed a custom Lego set of a hospital room. It's got a bed, an IV pole, a whiteboard, and a desk with a chair. And it's also got a nurse and a patient.
You have customized it to look just like what they're going to see at Children's Hospital.
Yeah, so just recently I've gone to the hospital for a small surgery and I've learned more about hospital rooms and like the beds and stuff, so I've taken that into consideration. I designed the whiteboard decal, so I have like a little drawing, like a child's drawing, picture of all the different parts of a Lego minifigure.
You've gone to great lengths to customize this kit, including getting the logo on these tiny, tiny pieces.
Yeah, so I've made sure to have the logo because it's specific and special to the hospital. So I wanted to make this set for Seattle Children's Hospital because my sister went to Seattle Children's about 5 or 6 years ago and was treated there for her cancer. So I wanted to make it special to them.
How's your sister doing now?
She just did her last checkup like a month or two ago, so she's fine now.
She's doing okay.
Yeah.
So this is why you're paying it forward to Seattle Children's.
Yeah, for my sister.
An important question, maybe I should be asking your parents, how many pieces have ended up in the vacuum?
None. I made sure to clean up everything that's fallen on the ground.
This is the man who's not lost any Legos to the vacuum. This is breaking news. I love this. I want to help. What should they do?
They can go to my GoFundMe page. There's also more details on the project. So if you want to donate there, that would help greatly.
Well, Jack says his goal is to start by delivering 100 custom Lego kits to Seattle. The attention to detail, Jen, is remarkable.
I love seeing stories like this. I mean, young people doing great things. And of course, he got that inspiration from his sister. We hope she's doing okay as well. And just, you know, making that tricky time in the hospital maybe seem a little less scary.
Yeah, Dana Marie, we all collectively were saying, aw, and wow, during that whole story. What an amazing young man.
Yeah, and I just love that Seattle Children's has made it comfortable for those kids, and now this young boy is able to come in and make such a difference. And those are the most scary times in a family's life, and having a little bit of normalcy and doing it through Legos. I just love that story. So we're going to share that on social media, so you can share that with your friends and family as well if anybody that you know needs something like that.
Yeah, and of course we do know there's a lot of amazing young men and women across the state, so we're asking teachers this morning to send us your Zoom classroom pictures of your class. You can send it to, take a digital class photo, by the way, and you can send it to us here on Up with KREM. We would love to share those pictures all week long.
And we're continuing with those good vibes. Take a look at this beautiful sunrise right now over Spokane. It just rose. 44 degrees right now, pretty chilly, but we're going to warm up to the 70s. My full forecast next.